Howdy. Howdy, howdy. How's the audio? How's the audio? How you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't fall asleep sitting up before I could eat dinner. I'm fine. Games muted? Wait, really? You sure? Probably just don't have it turned up loud enough. How about now? I forgot that this game got updates. How's this? I forgot that the game got updates, actually. I still haven't updated my client at all. One of us only tells the truth, the other only tells lies. Well, that's not helpful to me setting up, huh? I haven't updated my client. The launcher has an update button, but I don't use the launcher. Wait, should I download the update before I start playing? I suppose. Or I could just, you will now? Okay, fine, hold on. One second. Oh my god, once again. Once again, we're off to a flying start. Moose we know wouldn't forget. Who are you and what did you do with Maple? What are you talking about? Of course I would forget. I live to forget things. I live to forget things and fall asleep on accident. HoloCure.zip. Thank you for downloading. You're welcome. You're welcome for downloading. I accidentally... It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Wonder if my game capture will still work, because it has the same name. We're about to find out. On window capture. No. Oh. Oh. Yes! Did you roll for the new Azure waifus today? I have not had a chance to log in today. Work was really crazy, which is why I'm so tired. Today I was on a call with like a partner at work, and they said some days I just don't want to wake up anymore. And I said, welcome to the party, I live here. And one of my coworkers started laughing so hard she started crying, and I was like, oh god, we're all in mental distress. 2 words, fox mommy. You'll love to see it. We love a fox mommy. Let's see. Okay, so just to update you guys a little bit, so I got everyone. I rolled everyone. Since the last stream, I've been playing off stream a little bit, just like when I'm chilling on Mama Moose and Papa Moose's couch and we're watching something that only needs half my attention. I've been playing because I wanted to get everybody's outfits. And so you'll notice that my ranks on the Myth and Council girls have gone up quite a bit because I was pulling for their outfits. So now I have Amelia at 17, Gura at 12, Ina at 12, Kiara at 17, and Callie at 11. Now we have Bay at 13, Crony at 10, Fauna at 6, Mume at 12, and Sana at 7. And Iris is at 15, too. So I did actually get all of their outfits. So we have all the outfits now. All the kimonos. So cute. So cute. I love Sana's kimono so much. And then we got Santa Iris. I also made it a point to collect everything, including all of the labs. So we're at 49 out of 49 items now, which is good. So I've been doing some stuff. I think I have a couple tiers left even. Yeah, I have some tiers for these two. Couple for them. And I got some more upgrades, but I'm not like maxed out yet. I still need the last couple levels on a few of them. So that's sort of what I'm focusing on now. I'm focusing on getting shmoney so I can finish my upgrades. But we got all of the pretty stuff, so that's what matters. I don't know if there's any like professional HoloCure players in the building. I'll just go in order. I'll start with Sora. Have you cleared hard stage 1? No, but I did clear stage 2. I cleared stage 2. I forgot who I was using, and I wasn't doing it like super intentionally. I was just sort of trying out. So I haven't touched the Gen 0 girls at all because I was like, I said I'd do it on stream, and I meant what I said, and I'm not gonna what's the word? I'm not gonna stain my first impressions by doing it off stream and then pretending I'm doing it on stream for the first time. So I didn't touch the Gen 0 girls at all. But I was like messing around with Fubuki, and I was messing around with Korone, because I was like trying to sort of figure out strats for them. And I think it was Fubuki, actually. I was messing around with her on stage 2, and I just kind of kept going, and I was like, oh, like this run's actually going really well, and then I beat it, and I was like, oh, okay, so now I have stage 1 hard. I do have a question. I'm gonna try stage 1 with the Gen 0 girls just so that I can make it longer, so I can try out more of their upgraded stuff. Oh, there's a little star! That's so cute! So my question for professional HoloCure players who may or may not be in the building, my question is it even— oh, okay, hold on. Increased damage by 20% when receiving any healing. Targets within 100 pixels are also healed, taking 125% plus X% damage where X is 2 times the heal amount. Holy moly! Okay. Okay! Okay! So let's get my damage up, but is it possible on endless mode? Is it possible to beat Yago? Is it possible, or is he there as like a hard stop at the 30-minute mark? And I'm asking legitimately. I'm asking because I actually don't know. Stars last. You're just a hair low versus the game. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm not trying to make like a judgment call. I'm not trying to be like, I think the game's impossible once he comes out, but also I think the game's impossible once he comes out. It's possible, but it's super hard. Okay. It used to be killable, not so much now. Okay. Yeah, because I looked up, like, guides online. I never thought I would get this deep into this game. But I looked up guides online. Because frick! I looked up guides because I was like, am I just really screwing up? You're the enemy then. Attacks have a 10% chance to mark a target. Marked targets receive 25% more damage and 20% chance to heal 2 HP when defeated. Ooh, so these synergize really well. Yeah, because Iris is theoretically immortal as well. Okay. Yeah, because I looked up guides, which I didn't think I would ever do. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play this game super casually, and now here I am. But I looked up guides, and I saw a lot of people saying Ina could get past him, and Fauna was also like pretty good in certain situations. So I tried both of them. Keep collecting. So I tried both of them, and I think the closest I ever got was with, I want to say Fauna, actually, using her ultimate move. Restart. Let's go. Yeah, the furthest I got with Fauna was using her ultimate, and then as soon as her ultimate ran out, I got exploded, and I was like, alright, nice. Oh, actually, Nurse's Horn would be really good for Sora. Because of her... Ooh, that was fast. Let's... Ooh! I also love CEO tiers. Is that just lucky? I did update the game. I did update the game. We're not having the bug anymore. Howdy Moose, this isn't Fatal Frame 5. You'll get your Fatal Frame 5. Oh, summon Ankimo. Ankimo runs to the target's closest Sora, pulls them away. Pull targets have a 20% chance to be immobilized for 3 seconds. Whoa, he's so weirdly human-shaped. Yeah, I've been trying to get past Yuggo and it was not happening, and so I was like, I'm just gonna ask people if perchance I'm doing something wrong. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. But it sounds like I'm right on track. Sounds like I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, he's so disconcerting. I don't know why. I know that he's cute, but I do like CEO's tears. Are you excited to frame Fatally? Don't ask me that question. I was like, you know, any of these games will go pretty well except for Fatal Frame. I was like, I think Fatal Frame I might have like a medical emergency while I play it, but everything else, a lot of anvils this time. Everything else, I feel pretty good about my ability to like play it without losing my mind too much, and then everyone was like, Fatal Frame is the choice, and I was like, nice. I'll see you all at my graduation stream. So what, he just rolls up to people and pulls them away from me? But yeah, so I've, we make the graduations a subathon uncapped. I still don't know, like, how- I mean, I know how they work, because I've showed up to other people's and, like, checked them out. But I've also seen people do subathons where it's like, I will, like, sometimes I see somebody with the Twitch, what's the word? The Twitch category I'm just sleeping, and I always thought that was a game, and then I realized that people use it for when they are actually asleep during subathons. And I was like, I get that the whole idea is to stay live, but I'm also like, aren't there like computers on fire? Sleep streams. I don't understand. Oh, it's actually a game, but they use it for sleeping? That's really funny, actually. Will Fatal Frame be at the Moose parents' house? I don't know, that depends. Oh, this gives me heals. Actually, snap that up. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be here or at my place on the West Coast. Might be a little of both, because I am traveling. I am traveling back here in October, but not till like the very end of October. So I guess it depends on how long it takes me to get through Fatal Frame 5. And yeah, in that case, I'm gonna have to adjust what time I start, because they will simply not let me keep them awake with that nonsense. The subathons where they pause the timer to sleep are legit. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was gonna say, I've definitely seen it, like, where they run while the streamers are where the streamer is asleep. And I was like, well, what if it runs out, like, while they're asleep? Like, they can't wake up to kill the stream unless they have, like, some alarm that's gonna go crazy. Like, oh god! You ran out of money! What's Sora's limit break? We'll find out when another— oh, there's another boss. I didn't read it because I'm extremely good at video games. I assume I'm, like, healing, which is triggering her— just triggering her ability. Oh, it's continuous damage? Okay, cool. They wake up and it's over. Also, the mods have to babysit the chat all night. I think that's what I would feel bad about. I would be like, I don't want anyone to have to stay awake if I'm not awake. Oh, what should I'm gonna get spider cooking, actually, because I think I can smush that together with CEO's tears. Spider cooking. Don't underestimate the power of simps. Well, that's the thing, is if it's uncapped, it could just theoretically go forever, right? Like, how do people decide to end it? I like elite cooking too. Yeah, like, how do people, if a subathon is uncapped and people just keep going, like, how do people decide to end it? At a certain point, are they just like, you know what, like, I need to stop? You can tell that I have not researched the culture enough, because I legitimately don't know the answer. That's... stream till they can stream no more. I mean, for me and Fatal Frame, that's gonna be 5 minutes. And you're all gonna make me do it anyway. So I have no sympathy. I'm gonna be dying on camera and everyone's gonna be laughing. Your demo day pushed me to my modding limits, I feel like. Well, sorry, I like playing demos. Sorry, I didn't know you hate video games, Horror. As expected. Ugh. Oh, Halu. Should I get Halu? Ooh, I'll get it. Oh, wait. Bloop! Ooh, a threefer. Going that long, they have legit brain fog. I need to take time off. That's my problem. Is like, I would worry that I would just, you know, run out of things to say. I mean, not that I ever run out of things to say, but I feel like at a certain point, and it's not even just that. I think it's, I think anyone who, and I'm sure that there are VTubers. I keep being told to get the increased max HP ones. I've seen a lot of guides mention that. Yeah, not that I've like ever run out of things to say, but, and this might be generalizing too much, but I do feel like quite a few VTubers tend to be like introverts, and it's definitely not all VTubers. Like, I've definitely seen some VTubers who, and they even describe themselves as extroverts. Oh boy. I'll get either a bomb or a BL book when I see it. But I see quite a... I see quite a few VTubers who, like, describe themselves as introverts, and not as many who, like, are super openly extroverted. And just, like, as an introvert myself, I know that, like, I don't mind being social. Like, I like talking to people. There we go. I do like talking to people now and then, but, not now and then. I mean, I talk to people, like, quite a bit, especially for work, and I like being friendly. But at a certain point, like, if I've been like in a social situation and talking literally all day, sometimes all I want to do after like 8 hours of talking is I'm like, nobody talk to me anymore. I'm gonna go home. I'm going to put my phone on silent, and I'm going to ignore everyone for the rest of the night. And and so I can't imagine sort of like forcing my way through that. Like, it's a little bit easier on stream, especially when I've done like 12-hour streams, whether it's for a demo day or like the half-year anniversary or stuff like that. Like, that's not so bad. I don't feel like wiped out by the end of it, because I think I am having fun, and I'm doing something that's a hobby that I enjoy instead of something I'm like trying to live through. But at the same time, I think if it was enough days in a row, it would actually kill me a little bit. I would be like, okay guys, I just need a couple hours. I need a couple hours to like read a book in silence. In pure silence. If anyone breathes near me, so I can't imagine how like other introverted VTubers would do an uncapped subathon. I think I would be too scared. So maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is it's hard. Maybe the point is you have to kill yourself emotionally to get through it. Whee! Sorry, I'll scroll up and chat in a second. This is another one of this is like Doom. I mean, HoloCure and Doom are similar in a lot of ways. Chief among them is that I cannot read chat and play at the same time, which kills me. 2 words, money. Okay, here we go. Here's a good opportunity. Speaking of new PS1 Haunted demo disc just dropped. Hell yeah. I will definitely download that. The only thing that I have to do before that, and I didn't do last time, is I want to vet the game slightly. So I wanted to, last time I really wanted to do the demo disc. I wanted to do the demo disc, but I wanted to have like a really authentic reaction to everything. Like I wanted to be surprised and not play stuff ahead of time, so I really was like playing it for the first time on stream. And I'll still try and do that, but one thing that I didn't do last time with the demo disc is I didn't like vet it for not like content, but I didn't vet the games because there's a wide variety of tones in the games in there, and I didn't realize that because I'd never played it before. And so there are like certain games like Tori 3D that are just like you are playing a bird and the stages get spookier, and it's really fun. It's really fun, but like also gets kind of spooky, but that's about as deep as it seems to go. And then there were like other games that got like into some really dark stuff, which isn't like, it's not bad per se, but I was just like, you know, it's not really my... I like to think of my stream as, even when I'm suffering, as a generally like pretty low-key, unchallenging place. And so what I might for the PS1 demo disc this year, like go through and sort of try and figure out, okay, which ones sort of fit. Yeah, and it's like all the games in there are really cool, and I'm really glad that they exist, but they're just somewhere I'm like, I don't want to like these are like really, really like, yeah, like one was about somebody's friend who had passed away, and I was like, this is really sad. And so I might sort of preview stuff ahead of time just to make sure that it's like it fits the fun spooky vibe I want to have, and not like a sad upsetting vibe. Because I'm the only one who should be upset in here. That's the rules. I don't make the rules, but I keep them. I keeps them. I'm the only one who's allowed to be upset on my channel. Get this bubble going, shall we? Ooh. Sad Moose Company. God, it's happening. I keep getting scared by Onkimo. I keep thinking he's an enemy to dodge, and so I run away from him, and then I'm like, oh no, he's my friend. Eee. Oh god. Hold on. Everybody. Ah! Okay. One of you's gonna give me a golden, or I think it might be up here. Golden anvil? Got a golden anvil? Oh, it's just a regular anvil. That's fine. Existentialism isn't your niche, I take it. I'm fine with it. I am personally a-okay with it. That's the thing is, like, I really like weird dark horror movies and weird dark horror games. It's just that, you know, I kind of like to enjoy them on my own. I don't like to be like, so, how are we feeling? I'm not really- I don't think I would do well in like a, what's a good word? Existential isn't my niche either, but it's my niche. No! Sorry to suck. More hollow. Give me- oh! It's fine, I guess. I was gonna say, give me a freaking bomb! There it is. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I would do well in like a book club or a film club. So I actually have joined a lot of book clubs online, but not because I want to like discuss the book with other people. It's really just because I want recommendations. I'm just like, give me a list of books to read and then never speak to me again. Because like, I don't know, like sometimes I like talking, like I like talking about lore and I like talking about stuff, but sometimes, especially if something is like kind of like, if something's kind of heavy, I just want to like think about it by myself for a while, and I'll occasionally talk about it, but I don't want to like discuss it with a group. I'm not like, I'm trying to think of like the heaviest thing I've watched recently. I can't really, but I've just never like, I've never had the urge to be like, I want to talk to people about this. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to sit with that for a while. Yeah, I think it would be fun to join a film club to like learn about movies. I think that would be fun. I think hearing other people's thoughts on that stuff would be what I would like about it. But sometimes I don't want to like share how something made me feel. Maybe that's just me being weird. Sometimes I'm just like, that's for me. Oh god. Like, I love talking about stuff I love. And that's the thing is I actually, I joined a video game club once that was sort of along the lines of a book club. Like, basically, I forget how often it was. It might have been once a month, because everyone was busy. But game club was basically, like, we decide on a classic game. Everybody spends like the month or the 2 weeks or however long it was playing whatever they can. Like, you don't have to beat it, but get as far as you can of that classic game. And obviously be cool with spoilers if you don't beat it, because we're gonna discuss it. And then we would sort of talk about it. We would talk about it all together. Another threefer! But it was really fun. Like, that was something that was really fun, because I think a lot of the games that we read and watched they were interesting. Like, the one that I remember was Majora's Mask, because it was like, I got so much more and so many different things out of it as an adult versus when I played it when I was a kid, and so it was really exciting to like talk about it with other people who had all just sort of played it again, either for the first time or oh baby, a triple. But we had all like, you know, played it at the same time, so it was all really fresh in our minds. There was no like nostalgia goggles. I mean, some people still were like, oh, I was really nostalgic for this, but it was like, you know, people generally were like, oh, you know, like maybe some of the controls didn't age well, but you know, this storyline really stuck with me. Like, I enjoy doing that sort of stuff. I think I'm just weirder about books and films. I think because I watch and read so many of them, I'm just like, at some point they start getting mixed up and I'm just like, I don't know. Nerd Club did nondescript nerdy things, including marathoning Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's called a Thursday for me. Papa Moose, I'm trying to keep my voice down because he's right in the other room, but Papa Moose got, the kind of spicy, at Mama Moose because she didn't know what age the Rings of Power took place in. he took umbrage with that. But today is Thursday. Well, now that I need to log off and go marathon the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Okay, I'm now I'm sort of in the chill zone. But I mean, yeah, I wasn't the vice president, but I was the event planner for Game Club, but it was a different game club. This one was more of like a discussion game club. I was the event planner for my game club in school. And I think they only made me the event planner because I had no respect for the rules. And so it made it really easy to get the spaces that we wanted to run events. Because I just would ask for forgiveness instead of permission. I would be like, oh, you didn't want me to take over the entire history auditorium to run a Left 4 Dead? A couple rounds of Left 4 Dead? Oh no, well, that sucks, I did it. Ah, she's here! Yeah. That sure sucks, but I did it. Oh, I haven't even been using my ult. Let's go. Oh, what's this? Oh. After so long living together, how could she not know by osmosis? She's just very normal. She's just a normal lady. Unlike me and Papa Moose. Well, that was fast. Oh, 2 rings. So Sora's pretty cool. I do like her like healing thing. Actually read. Spread idle wings increases attack and healing received by 50% for 10 seconds. Sora heals 20% of damage dealt by the angel. Okay, that's cool. Huh. Alcesia, send a flying musical note in front. Game character. Shine a circle of brilliant stage lights, damaging all targets nearby for 6 seconds. But yeah, like I wouldn't mind doing like a game club sort of thing again. For each second Ozki does not receive damage, increase haste by 1% up to 10%. Buff resets to 0 if Ozki takes damage. Okay. I think I'm gonna want to shield her up then. I've never read the Jurassic Park book, actually. I own it because I really wanted to read it, but I just haven't had the chance. The closest thing that I've done to like a game club, for each second while moving, plus 2% speed, max 20%, and 2% dodge chance, max 20%. Both buffs lose 3 stacks if receiving damage. I think the closest thing I've had to a game club in the past little while is I actually had a D&D group that met every Friday at my old job. And that was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting... I'm sort of the type of person that tends to, like, work through lunch. So I was kind of stressed out because I was like, oh god, like, I'm not gonna get as much done, and can I really commit to every Friday at lunch doing D&D? So I was kind of worried about it, but it was really fun. And it was just like a nice way to sort of cut up the day, and we'd have like pizza delivered to the office. Encore! Every 7 seconds, create a burst of song dealing 100 damage for every target defeated in the last 7 seconds, plus 10% song damage. Ooh. Yeah, see, you'd think it would be a long lunch, but it wasn't really. It was just, we just sort of had short sessions, but it kind of worked out. It was really fun, and it was just a nice way to cut up the day, and we would order pizza and bread things. What are they called? Like the garlic bread knots? I just call them bread things. Let's get elite cooking time. Yeah, we'd order pizza and bread things, and we'd all just play D&D during our lunch, and it was really fun. Woo! And what the... Oh, for the first time, actually. Woo! So shiny! Oh, another! Oh, baby, it's a triple! That's pretty good, actually, for her. Oh. Wait, Tim throws a baby velociraptor at an adult velociraptor in the book? Really? Come on, Maple, what's your favorite collab item? I really like the whammy water and BL books, but I'm not sure whether that or the Psycho Axe and BL books is like better. I think I just like the whammy water because it feels like it covers more of the screen, but I'm not sure which one is like technically better. I don't know which one has more is more meta. We love whammy. Whammy water's higher DPS. Okay, understood. But yeah, so that was always really fun. I really liked it, and it was like the first time I played D&D again in a long time. But one thing that was really fun about it was I somehow managed to like marry or date like every NPC in the game who we came across. I was just like, every time we would come across like a tavern wench, I was like, she is simply my wife now. And the DM would be like, well, I mean, you can roll for that. And I would always somehow get like a natural 20. And I already had a high charisma, and he was like, I'm so tired of this. But we had one guy who when he rolled his character, like, his stat rolls were so bad. His stat rolls were so bad that, like, the DM was like, you can just re-roll because this is awful. Critical marriage, a roll to acquire maidens. Yeah, like, every stat roll that he did was horrible, and DM just felt bad for him and was like, hey man, just roll, like, I don't want to make you play like this. So he rolled again, and every single stat was still horrible. And so at that point, that guy was like, you know what? That's my fate. I am just a character who sucks and can't do anything, and that's what I have to live with. And so, like, we were all kind of like, haha, that's pretty funny that this guy has, like, no intelligence, no strength, no charisma, he just sucks. And, based for living a level 1 NPC life. And so he just went with it, and we all thought it was pretty funny. Cause this guy just kind of sucked and was bad at everything. But he was alive for a total of like 10 minutes real world time. And it wasn't because his stats were bad or anything like that. He didn't get killed because his stats were bad. He got killed because we were in an argument with somebody, and the dumbass playing him said, I'm just gonna- he also had a garden hoe for a weapon. Because he thought that was appropriate. He was just like, yeah, of course that's what my character would use. I have a garden hoe. So he had a garden hoe, and we're in an argument with some guy, and he was like, I swing my garden hoe at him, and we were all like, bro, like, don't pick a fight in the middle of the street. And he was like, why not? He was like, my stats are garbage. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna, like, give this guy a paper cut, basically. So he swung on him, and when he was asked to roll to swing on him, he got a natural 20. I think twice in a row. And then when he rolled for damage, I forgot what the damage roll was, but he also hit the maximum for that. And our DM was like, well, you fucking kill him in the middle of the street. And we were like, oh god. We were like, everybody cheese it. And of course, all of the NPCs around us immediately turned on him and exploded him because his stats were terrible. So he exploded some random NPC, and then all the NPCs exploded him. And we were like, well, anyway. So we spent the rest of that session sort of running from the cops, and, well, he made a new character. It's a sign. Nat 20, go directly to jail. He went directly to hell. That guy died. But I miss playing D&D. I miss it a lot. Actually, my DM, my old DM just reached out to me on- I don't use Facebook. I sort of keep an account around because sometimes a website will make you log in using Facebook, and I'm like, I don't even use this thing, but like, I don't want to make a new one when I have to do that. So I still have a Facebook even though I don't use it, but my DM actually reached out to me on there like yesterday or something, and he was like, hey, I'm deleting my Facebook, but if you- he was like, shout outs to one of my favorite players if you ever want to do another campaign, and I was like, oh. Put together a campaign to stream, it's all homebrew, I'm dying! I wanna play again. I want to play again. Actually the thing that like made me want to play again was Hollow Myths. I don't know if they ever finished their campaign. But they were doing I think a werewolf? A werewolf campaign. And do you want in the campaign? I have one more spot. I mean, I will. I just want to play D&D. World of Darkness. Yeah, that's what it's called. I always call it werewolf for some reason. I don't know why. Are they the same thing? I've never played that type myself, so I'm not... I've usually only played... I don't remember what editions I've played. I played like a weird homebrewed version of 2. I played 3 and 3.5. Need to stop taking I played 3 and 3.5, and then I think I played 5th edition? And then kind of a homebrewed 5th edition. There we go. There she is. Werewolf is a book on World of Darkness? Okay. Well, they were doing World of Darkness Werewolf. World of Darkness has multiple things you can do. Vampire, Geist, Changeling, Mage. Oh, okay. There's Werewolf the Apocalypse and Vampire the Masquerade within World of Darkness. Didn't they just come out with a new werewolf game? Like, Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood or something like that? I got recommended. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Wait, here we go. I am not doing well. I got recommended a YouTube review for it, even though I've never engaged with World of Darkness, but I got recommended a YouTube review. It is a video game. Oh boy. I got recommended a YouTube review of Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. And the guy basically said it wasn't a very good game, but that he still like kind of recommended it because you can be a werewolf and do stupid stuff, and I was like, yeah, I respect that take. But then he at the end listed everything wrong with the game and then went, yeah, but I mean, it's 6.478 out of 10. I don't know why, but that alone made me want to play the game really badly. I think I just like whenever people are like really unapologetic about liking garbage. 6.78 out of 10. You might want to DM her because she's forgetful. I am forgetful. Yeah, I really liked the Myth World of Darkness campaign. It was really fun. It had a good like cast of characters. I really my favorite characters were Ame's character and Gura's character. Ame's character because she was a little mushroom goblin, and Gura's character because I related to her. Watoto! Watoto, take apart television. Watoto builds sound gun. Watoto, sorry! You see, it was- oh, here we go. Let's get more shields. Be taking less damage. Keep the stacks up. Yeah, I really enjoyed but I feel like I watched the last episode that they did of their World of Darkness campaign, but I can't remember, like, if it ended on a cliffhanger or if it ended on, like, a we're done with this sort of thing, but I just feels like pure shite, just want her back. Oh yeah, Watoto stole... It was Watoto and Scout stole the shopping cart, I think. Scout was something else. Was it the carnival store that ended? I don't remember. It's been so long now, I kind of want to do like a rewatch of the good old days. Oh gosh. What's Ozuki's ult? When I hit the X button, she does a concert. There's like a little light show that happens all around me, and it does damage to everybody around me. Yeah, like that series alone really made me want to get back into D&D. And I've actually like talked to friends about doing a D&D campaign since then, just because I've been thirsty for it. And I keep getting new dice too, both like as gifts from people and Just like I'll see a set of dice I like, and I'm like, oh, I'll grab that, and and so I'm like, I need something to do with these dice. You can't just give me dice and then not play. If you're gonna give me dice, why not plan a whole campaign, you know? It's just common courtesy. I had some friends last weekend throw a party for me for being home. And my my beloved Frodo came to it. My buddy who I carried to the bathroom at PAX one year, and he drunkenly declared that I was the Samwise to his Frodo. And the mountain, Mount Doom was the toilet and the ring was his vomit. He came to it, and I actually remembered after he showed up, I was like, oh my god, I like got him back before world events. I actually bought him a birthday present of these D&D dice that are like sort of his like favorite colors and favorite aesthetic, like all mixed into one. And I remembered, so I brought the dice so I could give them to him. And he was like, wait a minute. He was like, did you get these like before everything? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I remember us looking at these together and I liked them. And he was like, and you're giving them to me now. But I actually later on, he was like really excited about it, but then later on, he was saying that he felt bad because he hadn't had a chance to watch my stream in a while because he's been really busy. And I was like, that's totally cool, man. I was like, at least you weren't there when I was telling everyone about how you said I was the Samwise to your Frodo and for carrying you to the bathroom at PAX, and he fell silent. And I was like, why did you tell that story? I was like, I tell a lot of stories. If you're not there, you can't stop me. Americans can't stop me. Yeah! TTRPG-wise is Warhammer 40k. Oh yeah, there's the Warhammer, whatchamacallit? The audiobooks on Humble Bundle right now. I'm gonna snap those up because I really want to finally dip my toe in, but I'm Warhammer is so dense that I'm in a constant state of nervous that I'm about to start in the wrong place, and people just keep saying just pick something, and I'm like, I'll try, and then I pick something, and then everyone's like, not that, and I'm like, ah! Okay, let's dance. Sad he wasn't there. I don't think he's sad that he wasn't there. He sort of stared into the abyss when I reminded him of that and told him that I told the story. He sort of looked into the middle distance, and I was like, you okay, bud? And he was like, yeah, we just have a lot of really bad drinking stories. I was like, whose fault is that? I didn't make you drink, bucko. There's some young adult 40k books. I am nothing if not a sucker for some good young adult fantasy / sci-fi. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like a huge rabbit hole, but that's kind of what I mean, I like huge rabbit holes. Oh, God. So it's kind of... I think that's why it's so tempting to me. I think that's what seems so intriguing about it, is I'm like, this series seems to have no end, and there's just lore for days, which is my favorite thing. Whose fault is that? The drunken Moogle based on what made you What you made on stream? I mean, that's accurate. Yeah, I like rabbit holes. I like... Oh, baby, a triple. I like falling down rest. Sake, elite lava bucket. I really like just like getting into a series and fully committing to the lore of it all. And then diving into it and never coming out. Oh no! Did I really... A collab would be nice right about now. Hello? I think I'm collab ready. Come on. One thing that I haven't done in a long time is I used to really like, this is probably just because of like being busy with like life and streaming, but I really like forcing my friends to play really like lore heavy games. Either lore heavy games, there she is. Lore heavy games or games with decisions, like Mass Effect or other games like that, and sort of seeing what decisions they make and what their interpretations are of certain things. But lately I've been having the feminine urge to force people to play Dragon Age and then judge their decisions. Ugh. I keep trying. I feel like I have a lot of like high fantasy friends who are like Dragon Age is beneath me, and I'm like then I'm beneath you. Never speak to me again. Oh god. Let's dance. Let's dance. Oh dang it. But I'm like, what? Do I need to get into like, I don't know, I don't even know what like they would consider not below them, beneath them. But I'm like, what must I do? No. Like, what must I do? What must I do to discuss these rabbit holes with you? What must I read / watch? Fantasy snobs. I mean, I love a good fantasy snob. I love being a pretend snob, and so I love real snobs. Cause I'm like, you're me but better. But yeah, lately I just really want to watch people play. I want to watch, and not just like streamers, like I want to watch like people I know personally play games with decisions that I can then judge them really harshly on, like to their face. Like that was one of the few like things that I was never a big fan of like living in dorms or anything like that. I'm not, and it's not like I consider myself a pretty good roommate, but I'm not a. I am not a, what's the word? I like my space. And I've found, and I'm sure this isn't universally true. Oh, good god, why are we slowing down like crazy? Let's dance! Chaplin, thank you for the super chat. Thinking about box opening sound. Do you have a theme tune? I don't really have, I just have the one that I use in my opening. That's not really mine, per se. Yeah, I like my space, and I'm sure this isn't universally true of everyone who is a sibling, but in my like experience, because I don't have any siblings. In my experience, people who are only children tend to be a little bit more like possessive over their personal space, like me. Oh, I'm just gonna have to walk through. Come on, Shield, do your job. Okay. And people who grew up with siblings tend to be a little more like flexible about it because they're used to just having other people just in their space messing with their things. And so and it's not like universally true. Like I know plenty of only children who are like weirdly not cognizant of their own space or other people's space because they've just never thought about it. And I know plenty of pretty private siblings. But like in general, whenever I had roommates, I've sort of noticed if they were an only child, they tended to be a little bit more like me, where they were like, this is my room, don't come in here, don't go through my things, like and like when I've been roommates with people who had like a lot of siblings, they were more like you know that free food is me food. And so I didn't always really love living in the dorms because I occasionally had roommates who were kind of like, well, the food is there and therefore I can eat it. And I was like, I have no money and I spent it all on that food. And they were like, well, you simply shouldn't have put it in plain sight then. But one thing that I do miss about living like in a dorm with a lot of roommates is just like the amount of like group games you could do. Like whenever I was like, I really want to see people's reaction. I really want to see someone else play Mass Effect, but not like streaming. I just want to watch like a friend play it, and I want to judge their opinions and choices. It was as simple as going and knocking on their door and being like, will you, like, I'll lend you my copy of Mass Effect. Are you interested? I really want to watch somebody play it. And it's easy as pie. So like that's like the one thing I really miss about. Oh, I did it! About living with a lot of other people. Is I feel like I used to watch like all kinds of games, like and they used to watch me play too. But it was sort of fun like experiencing that with other people. Alcesia was pretty fun. I think I slightly prefer Sora, but Alcesia was fun. She has a pistol like Ame. Shoots a few times in aimed direction. High spec mode, release a short discharge that deals 300% damage for 8 seconds. Robocode gains 100% attack speed, pickup range, and 50% crit and haste. Ooh. That's how I am with Until Dawn. I make everyone play that game and silently judge them. Well, see, yeah, that's the thing, is like I loved playing stuff like that, and I loved playing games that you would never think of playing like with another person, but we found ways to make it fun for like a group. So I actually made one of my roommates play White Knight Chronicles. I don't know if anybody remembers that game. You could make your own character, and he stood in the back of cutscenes. He didn't really talk, but he stood in the back of cutscenes and sort of just like watched as things happen to the main characters. So we made like the most horrific monster in the character creator that we possibly could. And then we just sort of like made his lore. Like we all sat around and we workshopped this like horrifying. He basically looked like Slender Man. Oh, here we go. Battery charged. Defeating a target has 10% chance to drop a battery. Batteries give an additional 50% XP and shocks nearby targets. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. You think you found the werewolf review? Let's go. I want other people to see it. But yeah, so we made this, he basically looked like Slender Man if Slender Man had, like, the face of an old man and the eyes of just the haunting abyss. And so this thing just stood in the background of, like, every cutscene. This thing just stood in the back of every single cutscene that we were in and just looked at everyone hauntingly. And so we sat down, me and like all of my roommates sat down and we robo-discharge. Every level up, gain an electric ring around Roboco for 5 seconds, dealing 100% damage plus 1% discharge damage for each level Roboco has. Ooh. So me and all my roommates sat around and we like workshopped a backstory and like lore for this horrible monster that we made in White Knight Chronicles. And it was like, I don't know if, like, that game was like pretty alright, but I don't know if I would have had nearly that much fun. Oh, high level. Roboco gains 1% attack for each level Roboco has, and 3% crit for every 10 level. Yeah, the combat wasn't for everybody. Like, it was definitely a niche game, I think. So the game is Big the Cat in Sonic Adventure 2, but customizable. If Big the Cat were Slender Man, yes. But yeah, I mean, like, I probably would have had like some fun with that game because it was a pretty alright game, but I would not have had nearly as much fun with it if I hadn't played it with like a group of people that I could just get like weird and woo-hoo-hoo! Like weird and dark and berserk with it, you know? Oh, she's firing really fast now. HoloCoin, sorry. Ew. Yeah, no, Roboco is really interesting so far. I feel like she would scale really well with certain things. I'm trying to figure out exactly, like, definitely the speed stuff. Yeah, and she levels really fast, too. I'm getting an X-Potato in the schmicks. But, like, I still, like, play games with other people. It's just, like, not as... You can't just, like, get, like, 5 people around a table. Like, workshopping your create a character's lore at the drop of a hat, if you know what I mean. My group gaming time is a little more, structured now. It's a little more like, so... We playing Monster Hunter this weekend, or is someone going to be visiting family / have chores to do? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, at least for her main weapon, it's very Ame-like. I actually had a really good run with Ame the other day when I was just sort of testing her out and using her to farm. Because I think she might be my highest ranked up one. Because I have her at rank 17, and I think that's the biggest I have anybody. I didn't actually like at first. I didn't like the characters where I had to like aim in a very specific direction. I kind of like the ones that are more like Ali or Mume or Fauna, where it sort of goes in whatever direction I need it to go in. But I definitely don't mind. I think I've gotten better at the aiming characters. Gun becomes a piercing blast. Whoa! Sheesh! Wait, is this just my... I was gonna say, is that just my special version? But I mean, it just looks like this all the time, just not as fast. Woohoo! Railgun acquired. I think the other thing about, like, playing games with other people versus playing games by yourself is... And this is part of why I like streaming, is sometimes when, like, something crazy happens, you just want to, like, turn to whoever's near you and be like, are you seeing this shit? And sometimes I have to instead... Sometimes I have to instead, log on and like text people and be like, did you get this far in this game yet? Can I spoil something? I really want to talk about it. Yeah, that's why I'm sad there's so few split-screen co-op games now. I know, didn't they just basically throw in the towel on split-screen for Halo Infinite, too? Because I saw people talking about how to basically, like, trick the game into letting you do split screen. I don't know if they've patched it out yet, though, knowing that people were basically bugging the game into split screen co-op. They backed down on it? Oh. So funny thing about that. Uh-oh. Well, cause like, split screen is in the game, they just took it away. Yeah, I saw the tutorial videos that were like, wanna play split screen in Halo Infinite? Here's how. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I don't want to have to break the game to play the mode that I want, but I will. Halo Infinite split-screen co-op officially got cancelled, but there's apparently a bug you can use to play the whole game. So... Oh wait, is there no split-screen in Splatoon 3 either? Huh. Yeah, I really like split-screen co-op. Because it makes it way easier to just, like, invite buds over and be like, this is what we're doing today. I feel like more and more I'm like, well, yeah, we can technically play that together, but I have to go, like, plug in my original Xbox One and, ooh, all healing is doubled, don't mind if I do. Like, I have to go plug in my original Xbox One, and we have to log you into a profile on it, and then we have to make sure that we set up the game correctly. Like, sometimes I just want to say there's a player 1 and there's a player 2. Yeah. And I'm just surprised that they removed it, because I feel like split-screen co-op is sort of like a... I mean, it's not like as iconic to Halo as, say, like... I don't know, like the online PvP, but I feel like... Yeah, I feel like I'm just getting a bunch of stuff that doesn't... synthesize. Doesn't synthesize into stuff. They literally promised that future Halos would have split-screen co-op after Halo 5 didn't have it. Well, that's kind of scummy then. Yeah, like, I've always played the Halos split-screen co-op with friends. So I was kind of waiting on that. I was kind of waiting on that feature because I was like, oh yeah, I want to like. I was like, I want to play the Halo Infinite's campaign, but I want to play it split screen like I played all the other Halos. I'm gonna have to break it to get it done. Hold on. Hold on! Pew pew! DMC5 didn't have co-op Blood Palace? Is that lose 3 holo coins every second? No. Sorry. I need those! Was there split screen co-op for Bloody Palace and other I've never played a Devil May Cry. I've actually played a little bit of the first game. That is it. I rented the second game as a child because I saw that there was a Devil May Cry 1 and a Devil May Cry 2. And I was like, well, of course, the sequel must be improved and upgraded from the first Devil May Cry. So I'll just rent the sequel. I think that makes sense. And then later on, people told me that I had made the worst mistake of my life. There is no second game, that's what I was told. When people were like, have you ever played a Devil May Cry? I was like, I played 2 when I was a kid. Because I rented it, and everyone was like, why did you rent 2 when 1 was right there? And I was like, I don't know, man. 5 has a lot of himbos. That might be a good one for you. I've heard 5 is really good, yeah. And I like the soundtrack. I've actually listened to the whole soundtrack like a bunch, even though I've never played the game. I really like. My favorites are Devil Trigger, obviously, and Bury the Light. 5 is Chad Simulator. Can you like play 5 without playing the other games though, or would I roll in there and be like? Would I roll in there and be like, what is happening? Who are any of these people? I don't understand. Bury the light deep within. You absolutely need to play 1, 3, and 4? Okay, understood. I wouldn't mind playing the other games. I'm definitely not against that. I was just like, oh, can I just jump right in, or? Increases attack size of weapon. They all take nightly milk. Ugh. Ugh. Just nothing hits harder than a song that says, my family crest is a demon of death. So I want to play it. Actually went speeding by a cop earlier today and didn't realize I was speeding until I was like, well, I was like, going past and locking eyes with him, and I actually screamed alone in my car because I was just like, not today. This can't happen to me right now. And he let me go because nobody here follows the rules. If you skip the cutscenes, DMC is pretty good set of training wheels for the series. Just DMC DE Definitive Edition. D Little MC. The one with the, like, extra gothy Dante. DMC refers to the reboot. Yeah, that's with gothy Dante. That's with the Dante that looks like he's in like the Dante that looks like he's in an emo band that isn't doing particularly well. I remember when that got announced and a lot of people were really mad, and I was like, oh. Who was the team that did that one again? They did something else. They did something else that I liked, and so I was sort of like intrigued, and then everyone was furious, and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't. If you played Bayo, you can play DMC. Okay, but I'm not like super good at Bayonetta. Like, I've played Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2, so I'm really excited for Bayonetta 3. But I would never claim that I was like an excellent Bayonetta player. Bayonetta is one of those games that I would be like a little nervous to play in front of other people just because I don't want to be told how bad I really am. I'm like, let me live the lie. Let me skate along through life on my chainsaw heels, pretending that everything is fine. Oh god, they're coming. Ninja Theory, who did Enslaved. It was probably Enslaved, because I really loved Enslaved, actually. I was a big fan of Enslaved, and so after Enslaved, I was like, I will follow you anywhere. And then I think D Little MC got announced, and I was like, maybe not there. maybe not there based on how people are reacting. It's really bad. But so wait, so is the definitive edition okay? Is it just the normal edition that people didn't like, and the definitive edition is okay, or? I'm unclear on the lore here. Ugh. I would still like an Enslaved 2, but maybe that's like at the time I remember when I won't spoil it, but I remember during when I beat Enslaved, the ending is kind of a I won't say cliffhanger because I don't think that's true, but the ending sort of leaves some stuff open, and it's some really interesting stuff. And at the time, I was like, I need a sequel to this. Like, there's no way this doesn't get a sequel. This is begging for a sequel. And the more I've thought about it over the years since it came out, the more I'm like, that game does not need a sequel. It was perfect as is. That was the ending. But I also think that if I woke up tomorrow and there was an Enslaved 2 announced, I would be like, this is the only thing I've ever wanted. Oh, there we go. The Little MC has a lot of mechanical improvements. They make it generally pretty fun. DMC Definitive one is alright. Definitive Edition has a lot of mechanical tweaks to make it more friendly to us DMC nut jobs. Overall story and gameplay of D Little MC was worse than the main series, but the definitive one improves it. Okay. If you actually want to stream DMC, the canon order is DMC 3, DMC 1, DMC 4, DMC 5, 2 didn't happen. Alex Garland also put down the basic plot ideas for DMC. Wait, Alex Garland of Men fame? I don't know if I want to play it now. That's the other thing is my Frodo friend asked me if I saw Men. And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh my god, I love that film. And I was like, are you drunk now? The very same. DMC 2 did happen, though. It's called Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Maple, stream it in reverse canon order. Yeah, when he said that he loved it, I was like, I mean, it's okay to love it, you know? You love what you love, but I was like, I don't know if we saw the same film. I love Alex Garland, but I thought I was about to have like a break with reality while watching that. I believe Alex Garland worked on DMC. The little MC, sorry. That's kind of shocking to me. Yeah, Enslaved is definitely one of those games that I think I was very thirsty. I was very thirsty for a sequel at the time, but more and more I'm just no. It doesn't. Not everything needs a sequel. I'm sure people who aren't me know that, but if I like something, I tend to want a second one even if it doesn't need it. I'm like, the world could really do with a chess too. Alex Garland wrote Enslaved? Wait, are you kidding me? Wait. Wait, is that a joke? Wait. There's no way. Script doctored it? Wait. 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 It's the only reason I put myself through seeing Men in the theaters because I love Annihilation so much. No. What have I done? Oh. I would be shocked if I somehow went this whole time not realizing that he wrote a game I really like too, but wouldn't put it past Grandma. Yeah, I could see playing DMC backwards, but also I'd want the like emotional stuff to hit right as well. I don't know. I was still really bad playing things out of order too. Until I have like express permission from someone close to the series or who's like really familiar with it telling me to skip stuff. Like I'm still emotionally working through the other day when I said I heard it was okay to skip The Witcher 1, so I started playing The Witcher 2, but now I want to skip to The Witcher 3 and immediately got a response of it's not okay to skip The Witcher 1 and I was like, oh well now I'm in a pickle. Well, now I have some things to think about. Because I do, and that's why it takes me so long to get to certain games, is I'm like, well, I have to play the first one. Even if I have a bunch of people telling me, no, you don't. I'm like, but I should. It's just called being respectful. Don't skip Witcher 1, but I want to play Witcher 3. I want to see my hot wife Yennefer. Zuni. It's 1,000,000% okay to skip The Witcher 1, and don't skip Witcher 1. I just want to play Gwent. I don't actually. You can just play games, Maple. Can I? And play Witcher 3. I got Gwent. I mean, it's free on GOG, and so I got Gwent because they were having a special where if you like logged into Gwent, you got all of this special stuff. And I was like, well, I want the specials. So I logged in and I was like, I have no idea how to play this game. But it basically, during the tutorial, forces you to play against other human players at some point in order to get like all of the structure decks. And I was like, okay, well, I guess this is happening. And I was like, but hopefully it'll pair me up with some other rando who's just logging in for the free stuff and is equally as bad. No, I was paired up with someone who, as far as I could tell, was like the Seto Kaiba of Gwent. I spent the entire game sitting there just watching myself just be slam dunk into the garbage over and over, and I was like, I'm never playing this game again. No one can really play games. No one played Daggerfall. You can't tell me Daggerfall and Arena are real. I have Arena. Oh god. It's getting a little cramped in here. Let's start up the machine gun. Oh. Ah, I don't even know what I picked! It's fine, it's fine. We're going with fate. Yeah, I played a total of like 2 Gwent games, and then I uninstalled it. Not because I didn't like it, but out of shame. Go. Not because I didn't like it, because I was afraid to ever log in again. Because I didn't want... Good luck with all of that. Bye, Torp. Yeah, I can never log into Gwent again because I'm too afraid that the guy who I played my match against will, like, recognize my name if he ever sees me again. Like, point and laugh through the Gwent client it was... When I say it was bad, like, do you guys remember the Yu-Gi-Oh game? Where the match started and I sat there for like a full 1 minute laughing while I watched my Doom being built brick by brick in front of me. That was roughly how my experience with Gwent went. He's waiting for you to return. No. I wish he would. Good night, Law. You are massively overthinking this. You didn't see how bad the match was. The fact that you think I'm overthinking it tells me you don't really understand how poorly it went for me. Like, there was shameful displays, and then there's my Gwent match. I would rather have someone on a carnival ride throw up on me in public than play that Gwent match again. Okay, Suicide time. The fact that you think he will see or even remember you, you didn't see the Gwent match. If I had so thoroughly devastated someone, as this guy did me in Gwent, I would get their name tattooed across my heart because I would know I would never die. knowing how much I took from them. Oh, I didn't read. Hold on. I have no skills, frowny face. Wait, listen. Swing a bloody axe and an arc in front. Or summon blocks. Oh, it's her Tetris! Summon a rain of falling blocks that deal 300% damage each for 5 seconds, flattening targets and making them unable to move for 5 seconds. Ooh. Ooh! How high is your HoloCoin upgrade at? I'm at... Oh, just get the last level. Maybe I... That's not the last level? Wait, what do you mean? Oh shit! There's more? It's fine. The coins go much further. Ah! I'm learning so much tonight. I did not know that there was more. Sui Showpat. Defeating targets increases crit by 4% for 4 seconds up to 20. Defeating targets with axe-related weapons as a 10% chance to heal 3 HP. How many stages are there in this? I don't know. So if I beat stage 1 hard... if I beat stage 1 hard, does that unlock stage 2 hard? Blocks master. Critical hits. The 15% chance to summon a falling block from above that deals 150% damage. Okay, so she's a crit build. I did not know that there were more upgrades. Well, I thought I was almost done. I thought I was well on track to being done with the upgrades, but I realized my folly. I love that when she beats people with axe-related weapons, she feels it. You sweet summer child, I've made a huge mistake. Why is everyone talking about Tetris? I always forget that you don't know a lot of, like, Holo lore. Suise is very, very good at Tetris. Critical hits have a 25% chance to increase attack by 2% for 4 seconds. Activated, all targets within 75 pixels take that critical hit. I'm gonna grab Psycho Axe though, because trigger her axe stuff. I know some Holo lore. I'll look for a very specific video and link it to you on the Discord. Well, I mean, I don't mind having more coins to grind for. I would go as far as say that I kinda like the grind, so right. Woohoo! He just got smooshed! Wait! Yeah! Wait, that smush was really cute. So, does the BL book Psycho Axe collab, does that still count as an axe type weapon? If I get the collab, or does the collab make the axe type weapon go away? I'm on that Sigma grind set. It counts? Okay, nice. Nice! Anything with an axe, okay. Good to know. BL axe is still axe, but me comet is not. Okay. I've also started liking the cutting boards that drop out of the sky and the idol concert quite a bit. Crit is guaranteed on axe swing and crit steal 3 times damage. Yes? I will take that, thank you. So if crit is guaranteed... Oh, 20% chance to summon a falling block. I was gonna... Stellar. I was gonna say, if crits are guaranteed, I thought I was just gonna get Block City, but it's still gonna be pretty Block City, I think. You have numbers turned off. Yeah, people told me to turn numbers off because they said it would be better for performance in the game. So I have numbers and screen shake both turned off. I definitely want to like get crit damage. So wait, so since my attacks always crit, a Gorilla's Paw is really good because I just get a normal attack boost by 30% because I'm not losing any critical, right? Theoretically, this is a really good play. Or you could hope for a lucky one. I could hope for a lucky. Your main weapon always crits. Wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. My brain was too small. Wasn't thinking the consequences of my actions. Woo! I don't want to see him smoosh. Oh, he's so cute! Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah, I'm not beating targets increases by 6. 4 seconds up to 30%, defeating targets with axe or weapons. 200% damage. I really like how they built the new characters. I feel like, I mean, like, they did a really good job on all of the characters. But but for some reason, Just all of the new characters are really interesting to me. They all like synergize with themselves in a really interesting way. I have shown Horace the power of Suisei Tetris. Thank you, thank you. As soon as he was like, I don't know why everyone's talking about Tetris, I was like, oh no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Evening, Joe. Alright, let's see. She's really interesting. I like that. Is she the only one that has like a specific... I'm trying to think if anybody has like gun type weapons or anything like something specific in their skills that's prescriptive like that. I'm traumatized now. I would love to be really good at Tetris, but I think there's like something in your brain. I think there's like an innate like skill required. Swoosh. I think some of us are born with the Tetris brain and some of us are not, and I am definitely not. Increases crit by 10%. So I do still want to be critting. Maybe sake is good. Whoa! Let's go, Lucky! Yeah, I think out of the new characters, my favorite to play is Korone too, but I don't like you. I don't know if it's the bias talking or if it's just because I just think she's really fun because she ramps up. Like her speed and power ramp up so much with UBs. Let's see. Always here to show people the power of my queen. Some of my friends who I saw this weekend, they are also VTuber watchers. And, actually my friend Tetris Yaro, and his wife, the Lord of Puyo Puyo, were telling me, they were like, oh yeah, we've been watching like Pecora's Mario Kart, like if I come in 8th, the stream ends Mario Kart streams. And so I immediately I was like, let me show you what my queen is like, and I immediately fired up the back-to-back 6-minute streams where the back-to-back 6-minute streams where Koro-san came in 8th, or came in like last in both. But the second one was because she started celebrating too early and right like at the finish line drove into a wall and had a bunch of people fly past her. And I was like, can your Oshi could never. Smoosh! Oh, he's so little! He's such a small boy! Ah! What about the Mario English only stream that ended with mushroom? Kinoko. I am Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, I'm afraid, like, I've thought about it before. I was like, oh, I could do one of those, like, if I come in under a certain place. Like, if I come in last or second to last, I end the stream immediately sort of streams. And then I realized that, like Corne, the stream would end after 5 minutes. And I'm like... And it's not like that's a surprise. I'm like, everyone knows that that's exactly what would happen, so... I think it would be more like if I come in... I'm not allowed to end the stream until I come in first would be the real challenge. Ugh. I would make that a one-race stream? Yeah, exactly! I wouldn't live. I wouldn't live to see a second race. I actually, when we were talking, when we were all talking about those sorts of streams, when we were talking about Mario Kart, I did show them the clip of Koji hanging around in last place before getting a star and then swerving in front of me and pumping the brakes to make me explode. And I was like, because they were like, oh, why don't you try doing that type of stream? And I showed them that and I was like, because this is what would happen. And the stream would end instantly, there's no point. And they were like, ah! 12-hour Mario Kart stream, let's go! I enjoy you losing more than not to me winning! While I appreciate... Well, I too am that level of petty in all things. I need to try and survive every time I stream. It's a matter of survival. And that's what I don't know if I would. Oh god. What should I get? What should I get? Glow stick? Let's get some sick idle beats in here. Yeah, I was always really good at like Mario Kart 64, but since then I have not been particularly blessed. I've lost my stuff. And now I question whether I was ever any good at Mario Kart 64 or if everyone else was just a child and bad. And maybe Pop Moose was letting me win. Do they have Mario Kart 64 on Nintendo Online, the N64 Switch Online stuff? And if so, they wouldn't have online matchmaking. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds crazy, and I realize the error of my ways, but I still... They do have Mario Kart 64, but I doubt there's definitely not online matchmaking. Wait, if Mario Kart 64 is on there, it's online? Are you sure? As I was saying it, I was like, this is a stupid question that I already know the answer to, but if it's actually online, now I'm... Suddenly I'm interested. I'm sitting here talking a big game, and I bet... I'm sitting here talking a big game and I bet the second I would try to race anyone else in Mario Kart 64, I would implode. It's online according to Google? Oh my god, wait. Maybe I'll try and matchmake tonight, see if I still got the goods. Oh boy. See, now I can never log on in front of you guys because I was like, oh, I was good at Mario Kart 64. And if I immediately get my shit blown apart on stream, now it has to be my secret forever. If not, blame the controller. Yeah, my little brother took the controller. I had my eyes closed. My power went out. There was lag. Don't make me go to Twitch and press that redeem. Maple gets hit by one blue shell. I'm so tired. I'll do it. Oh. Moose parents internet. Yeah. See, look, I got a whole. I already have a portfolio of excuses to use. As expected of me. Sasuga Maple-sama. Unless Maple just wants to ignore it like she has my Mischief Maker suggestion. I'm not ignoring your Mischief Maker suggestion. It's still on the list. I just need it is a Japanese cart that specifically needs to use my Japanese N64. And I've been fielding Sonic 06 redeems and traveling. I don't have two Japanese N64s at one at each location, as much as I wish that was true. Tell it to the judge! I want to play Mischief Makers. I was actually the retro game store where I found Shadow. I was looking at their N64 collection because I was like, what else? What else can I get from my Japanese N64 that I can play after I play Mischief Makers, which Horace requested and I will respect. I said that. There's no proof, but I said it. I looked at the lady running the shop and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna buy another N64 game right now. Because my mod on my Twitch channel, Horace, redeemed a little something called Mischief Maker. And I plan to respect his wishes. I said that to her. She said, Maple, you're so honorable. I respect what you're doing, and I'm going to go find you a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog complete in box just to honor you. That's what she said. Oh god! Smoosh! Smoosh! She really is lying to our faces off. I'm not lying. You don't have proof any of that didn't happen. Go watch Amiya. Yeah. I follow her because I really love her retro taste. I feel like she's like she really likes. Whoa! I feel like she likes a lot of games like from a similar era that I like, and so I like checking her out. But whenever she asks questions on Twitter, I'm like, oh, do I have the perfect response to this? And then I get shy and I don't do it. So that's how you found Shadow. Yeah, I had to prove my honor to this like middle-aged lady. Then she went on a quest. She went on a quest to to honor me. For real though, it was really interesting talking to her, cause she just had a lot of really interesting things to say. So she had a factory sealed Parasite Eve 2, which made me sweat even being near it, because I was like, if I like tripped or something, like I was like, get me away from this thing, it's too precious. She also had a factory sealed Resident Evil 2 for the PS1. But we were like talking because she's actually, I don't know if she's always been the owner of that place. I've been there a couple times before. But I've never seen her there before, and she kind of seems like she might be new management, so I don't know if she like bought the place or something, or she just has always owned it but like had somebody else working it. But she was pricing stuff. She was pricing new stuff that she had just gotten in. And so I was like, is that an original Xbox? She was like, yeah. She was like, I'm checking to see if it's like used or unused. That'll totally change how I price it. And I was like, oh, interesting. I was like, where the hell did you get a questionably unused original Xbox in this day and age? And she just said that like people just She basically said that occasionally like hoarders or like hoarders families will especially if they need money or something, they'll sell her just like a bunch of stuff at the same time. She's like, I try to give everybody good prices for stuff, but she's like, but I find really weird treasures whenever one of those kinds of situations comes in. And she actually showed me she had a complete inbox, completely unused GameCube that had just come in from the same person. She was like, yeah, he just had a GameCube that had never been opened. And so she was like, that's why I have to check all of the Xboxes that he sent in, because I think some of them might be unused. And she was like, the GameCube was such a get that I need to double check everything now. If you tripped, what if I like tripped and I like put a crack in it or something, or I like slightly opened the edge of the package? Can you imagine? Yeah, whenever I'm near like a really rare, really expensive game and it's not being like actively shielded from me, I get really nervous because I'm like, I'm about to ruin everything. I don't know. I have no evidence for it, but I just know I'm about to ruin everything. Trip and my wallet would fly into her hands. I mean, that's equally as likely. Are you treating a rare game like it's a Cobalt Rod? Should I not be? Oh, God. What isn't stout? Alright, I need some collabs. There we go. I got options. I like this one too. Get an X potato. Yeah, she was really interesting to talk to, and there we go. And I feel like every single person who I shyly ask if they have a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog judges me a little bit, but she was very like, I could tell that she was like, what the hell? But then she was like, oh yeah, I do have that. Like, no problem. Sheesh! I'm just gonna stand here. Who wants some? I don't even know if my main weapon has like the reach for smack these guys, or I gotta get in. Take this cursed disc off my hands. If she's gonna sell a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog, she should be prepared for someone buying it. And I don't know if she was prepared for me. I don't know if she was prepared for a person of such honor to walk through her door. Smoosh! I'm just gonna power up while I'm in the neighborhood. Let's see what happens here. Oh god. Smoosh! Make big small Ame small once again. Have you seen the Sonic fan dubs? I have not. Alright, last one. Let's try Miko. Miko. Sakura Gohei. Swing a Gohei that creates a burst of Sakura blossoms. Oh, that's cute. Demon Lord's Domain. Create a zone around Miko for 8 seconds. Summoning hot flames that burn everything. Targets in the zone take 50% more. That's cute. Pew! Pew! But yeah, there were a couple of things I was thinking about buying, but then I was like, I really don't need to buy more stuff. She had some interesting things. One thing that I've been like kind of actively looking for, but not like actively, but I sort of look for it whenever I happen to be in a retro game store, is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. And I usually only see Dark Alliance 1. Baby language. Attacks have a 10% chance to create a nye, dealing 50% damage and confuses targets, reducing their attacking speed by 30% for 3 seconds. So I've been looking for Dark Alliance 2. And I usually only find one. Occasional. There it was. Nye. I usually find one, and if I find two, it always feels a little bit overpriced, so I don't buy it. But this store actually had it the last time I was there, and so I was like, you know what? I was like, Arrow Gay Hero. When Miko conquers a target, Miko gains Arrow for 4 seconds. With Arrow, heal 2 HP every 2 seconds. Each conquest resets the timer. Elite. From any healing, Miko gains a 4-second buff that increases attack and speed by 20%. Any elite weapons are 10% larger. Oh, so like elite cooking and okay, here's she also has special weapon synergy. That's interesting. Pew! Pew! But I actually never played Dark Alliance 2. Like, I feel like that was sort of a, like, sort of an after-school with your buds game that a lot of people play, but I never got to play it, but I've heard so many good things about it. I really want to try and, like, get a local group together to play it, but only if I can find it. Increases the attack size of weapons. That might actually synergize well with her elite. Grab that while I have it. What's so cool about Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2? FOMO. That's what's cool about it. The fact that I've never played it, whenever I'm talking to people and I'm like, I I'm really craving like a D&D kinda... like a D&D style game that I can play with friends, and everyone always brings it up, and I'm like, oh cool, say it's a maple who never had it. Let's all make fun of Maple. Never had Baldur's Gate. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I want the arrow gay thing now. It's... Whose fault is that? Mama Moose and Papa Moose. I'll go yell at them right now. I'll do it live on stream. More arrow. Arrow gay hero. Actually, the double slap is a game changer, I think. How is it their fault? They didn't 6.47 out of 10. They let me fall too far in love with... They let me fall too far in love with 3D platformers. And so I never broke far enough outside my niche. And that's their bad. They should have guided me better. They should have said stop playing Banjo-Kazooie for the 100th time. Try a new game. Like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. That's what... All of my most well-adjusted friends, that's what their parents told them. But I never heard those words. I never had that guidance. I had to teach myself. No, it's yours! It's nothing's my fault! You're the ones making me play Fatal Frame 5. I've never done anything wrong. You would have continued playing Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe in the maybe in the secret... Oh, let me try my ult. Woo! Maybe in the secret quiet of the night, I would have stolen away to play Banjo-Kazooie. Away from prying eyes. So no one could judge me. Gaslight gatekeep Maple. Country girls make do they say as they jet back away. The thing is that, like, I think I've said this. I think I've said this before. But I have a pretty good follow-up. When the Heaven Run staff was talking to us about recording VO for Haru's reveal, they were like really cool, and they were like, you know, if you want to have like input on your script in your section, like totally can. They were very cool. And they were like, we want to make sure that, you know, we can like fit in stuff about that's true to your characters as well. And I was like, I think one of the most distinctive things about me is I'll say things that are blatantly lies and completely wrong with like with an unswayed confidence. And I was like, so if it's possible for me to have a script that reads like that, I think that would be best. And they did a really good job sort of meeting me there. But the thing is that I'm like that off stream as well. And so when I'm like hanging out at Mama Moose and Papa Moose's and they're like, I don't know, watching the local news and they'll be talking about local politics or something, and I'll just turn to them and be like, I simply think that all people named Maple should be thrown in prison. That's my political hot take for the day, and they just sort of look at me and it's not like it's like I'm saying stuff like that literally constantly to them to the point where they don't even react anymore. They just will look at me and then move on like I haven't said anything. I say that too. Stupidly overconfident is her cat moager. Except I say it about people who have my job or drive my car. Yeah, I say the same thing. I'm like, I think everyone who's in my field of work should honestly just be publicly executed. Mama Moose and Papa Moose will just like look at me and then look at each other and be like, so anything on TV tonight? And I'm like, no reaction? Come on! You gotta have a reaction to an opinion like that. Good night, Lacey. I really want Elite Fire Bucket. Just assume they agree. Yeah, it's the most okay, sweetie. But that's the thing, is like, that's just my favorite gag, is to say things that are blatantly incorrect and then just keep going with them. And so, like, luckily I've tended to keep it under control, like, at work. But occasionally I'll do something really stupid and then I have to like slowly explain to my boss that it was all like a lie. Do they not give you Elite Fire Bucket because that's basically your ult? I don't think so. I think you can still get Elite Fire Bucket, it's just, I think I was unlucky. Because they said elite items. They said elite items have a bigger range, and that's an elite item. They wouldn't not give it to me. What goes with this is what goes with X potato, right? I think so. Okay, I may have gotten myself into a situation. Hold on. Go, we can make it. We can make it through this. We can make it through this. We're fine. Okay. Whew! Man, I got spider cooking all the way to max level without ever seeing an elite lava bucket. Imagine your boss distrusts all of your facts now that you've repeatedly shamed him in front of his children. I mean, that's his fault. If he doesn't want his children to disrespect him, he should know that Fort Guys isn't a video game. And I will not stand down on this. I'd do it again. actually sometimes I ask him legitimate questions to ask his kids, because his kids are like really into video games. Like, and they're always like really hip with like the new game hotness because they watch like video game YouTubers that are a little more like geared towards kids and stuff like that. And so I still ask questions because I'm always curious. I'm like, is Fortnite still popular? Like, are the kids still like really into the new Lego Star Wars game, or is that falling off? Are they into something else now? Like, they're like legitimate questions that I ask because I'm curious. But I have noticed that whenever I ask him a real question now, he does Google. He does Google it ahead of time to make sure I'm not lying to him. Because he doesn't want his kids to hate him for an entire weekend again. I'm like, well, maybe if you don't want to get got, you shouldn't get got. I simply wouldn't fall for my tricks. Due diligence. Don't believe her lies. I mean, I stand by it. If you don't want to get tricked, don't get tricked. Yeah, I've noticed, because he'll do it like in front of me too. I'll see him like do it on his laptop or his phone. He'll look up like Lego Star Wars, and he's like, okay, that's a real game. He'll ask his kids, and I'm like, oh my god. The psychic damage I've done to this man. No. Meanwhile, Maple falling for the 100th D's nuts joke on stream. Oh god, I'm dying, wait. I don't. Are you telling me I shouldn't trust you? Are you saying I shouldn't try? Are you making me feel bad for being too trusting? I'm so sorry, I trust you guys. I'm so sorry, I'm so trusting. Getting credit cards. Yeah. You just need to Google whatever we say first. Are you saying he shouldn't trust you? No, he should trust me implicitly. I'm a good moose. I'm a good moose who's never done anything wrong. And also I want to see his kids laugh at him more. See, there's a difference between my entertainment and seems kind of sus. Your first fault is being trusting. On the plus side, it makes great content for us. Where is the damn bucket? Thank you for the super chat, Jeff. Did I tell you guys about my D drive? I'm not actually trying to get you into a D's nuts joke. I'm admitting to being gotten by one. I had an external hard drive that was named my D drive. You might have been drawn here by the desperation in Maple's voice. Yeah, it was my backup drive that was failing before. Yes, so it was not working. And so I I asked some friends of mine who are like way better at tech than I am. I was like, hey, can you like look at this for me and see if like there's anything you can do to fix it and see if like what might the problem be. So I gave them my D drive. I let them keep it for a little while. A couple of them worked on it together, like they were sort of consulting each other, like, oh, maybe this is what's wrong, maybe this is what's wrong. So they gave it back to me. And I didn't look at it for a while. Like, I was like, oh, well, I actually got everything I need off of it, so I'll just look at it when I need it next, and didn't think much of it. And then... and then, like, a couple weeks went by, and I finally plugged it in and looked at it, and they had put something on the drive. That they just put a .txt file named D's. And when I opened it, it said nuts. And I was like, why did you put this on here? And they were like, we had to test it. They were like, why did you click it? I was like, I needed to know it was on my freaking D drive. They were like, well, it is a D drive. Why did you open it? What, are you in on it? Were they right? I don't know, it's still malfunctioning half of the time. But now it has a text file I can never get rid of on it, because I'm like, this immortalizes the moment that I got myself. I just want the fucking lava bucket! Where's the lava bucket? They were like, it was a text file called D's. Why did you open it? I was like, what else was I gonna do? You put it on my D drive. Load-bearing text file. Where's the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce? You can try re-rolling the level ups too. I completely forgot I could do that. Well, it did nothing. Thanks, Horace. Going insane. Where's my lava bucket? It was worth the shot. Just want the lava. What's a bitch gotta do to get a lava bucket in this place? The lava bucket? It's not. Die, please. It's a lava bucket. Ah! Yes! Level up my lava bucket. Hashtag Horace did nothing wrong. What did they say the issue was with the drive? They thought it was my cable, actually. Which checks out, because not to give too much of a peek into my personal life, but when I sit with my laptop, I sit like a person who doesn't have bones. And, I tend to sit on my couch, so I'm not exactly, like, near a hard surface, and so when I have a bunch of drives connected to my laptop, they tend to be sort of splayed out all around me like a horrifying little jellyfish. And so, yeah, I don't have a great track record with cables having a super long life cycle around me. As a result. You are causing me physical pain! I just like being comfortable. So they thought it was my cable, and I think they're right. I think I just need to buy a new cable. But instead, I could simply weirdly prop up my hard drive every single time I want to use it at a very specific angle so that the cable hits just right, so that I can actually use my hard drive. You guys ever thought about that? Called a life hack. I have to, every time I plug in my hard drive, I have to turn it like clockwise like twice, and then I have to stand it up vertically on its side, and only then the cable is like, I suppose this is an adequate position and I will work now. And Mama Moose watched me do it the other day and she's like, is your hard drive okay? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, anyway. I will continue sitting like I have no bones. Americans cannot stop me. Oh, baby, a triple. Does it use micro USB Type-C, etc.? It uses Type-C, I think, on one end. Well, that's the other thing, is I use two cables because my laptop doesn't have a regular USB port. It only has USB-C, and so I have to use I have a USB hub, different than the one that TSA exploded. I got a new one. I did spend that $10 to get a new USB hub, and that converts it to USB-C, but then I have a cable that goes from the hard drive into the USB hub, and I think both might be messed up at this point because of the way I sit. But I'm American, and if you tell me to stop doing something that's bad for me, I'll do it harder. Oh, God. How big is your storage drive that's causing issues? It's 2 terabytes. Because of how you sit. Yeah, so when I use my laptop, like right now, I'm on a I stream on hard surfaces. So I'm not even at a table right now. I have my laptop on a chair, and I'm sitting on an outdoor chair cushion on Boost Parents' wooden floor. So, but that's my current setup, but the chair that I have my laptop on, it's like pretty wide and it's a hard surface, so it works. But usually when I'm not streaming, like anytime that I'm not streaming, I have a tendency, I'll bring up MS Paint in a sec. When I'm not streaming, I have a tendency to sit on my couch and sort of sit in a way like I have no bones. And I use my laptop on the couch, but I usually have like at least a couple hard drives connected to it. So I just sort of look like this like weird mechanical jellyfish sitting on the couch. But because of that, I think it doesn't make tables particularly happy. I think my cables do not love the way that I sit on my couch. With them splayed out all around me without a hard surface to sit on. Why multiple? Because I need a lot of space. Maple, do we need to send you one of those dinner trays so you actually have a working surface? No, I won't use it. I don't like... I sit... where I fits, I sits. Why not just stream from the office while no one's there? I don't know. Well, I'm at Moose Parents' house right now, so we don't really have, like, a space I could really stream from, so I'm just sort of in the one empty room. On the floor. I don't usually stream from the floor anymore, actually. Since I moved, I do sit in a chair, and I use a desk. Very, very high-tech. Very 20th century. What's she coming? But I meant work office, just wait for everyone to leave. Not to be dramatic, but I would rather die than be in that office alone. I've heard weird things when I've been there alone. And it makes me very distraught, and I think there are ghosts, and I won't be there by myself, especially after dark. I've heard, like, weird music. Do you have a haunted office? I 100% do. Woohoo! I like all of them. I like all the new characters. Hold on. I'm gonna buy that. Oh my fucking god. Wait, is it a whole second upgrade? Oh no! Oh no! Good night, Doc. Oh no! Oh. I just assumed, because this one got a check mark on it when I hit 5, I was like, alright, it's 3. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, wait, hold on. So like at Moose Parents' house, it's like, so my new setup, make it bigger. So like at my new place, I have a very standard, rough. Okay, so it's like, here's my desk, got my monitor. I actually have like a monitor. Oh, there's a TV and a monitor. And I actually have like a chair where I sit. Here. I have like my mic comes out here. It's like a desk. The front, I mean, it's a little chaotic because basically I have a TV here, and I have a second monitor here, and then I sort of have my laptop kind of somewhere in between, a little closer in real life. The laptop sort of covers up a little, so I have to sort of pick a side if I'm gonna even use the laptop. Sometimes I can just put everything up here and not worry about it, so it sort of depends on the setup. Depends on, and I also have a little mini table down here, and that's usually where the consoles go when they hook into the TV and then also into my laptop. The time when I spilled my drink onto the Wii U, it was because I already had, I think, the Switch and maybe the Genesis on this little table next to it. And so I was like, oh, I already have the Switch and the Genesis here, I'll move the Wii U off for now, I'll move it back on when I'm using it. So I was sitting like here, and I had my drink here, and I had the Xbox 360 here that I was playing Sonic 06 on. Then I had the Wii U behind it, and somehow the drink like fell on the Xbox and like ricocheted onto the Wii U. And I was like, why couldn't you have taken out Sonic 06? Why did you have to bounce? Nice, you actually use a desk now? Yeah, it's weird, but it's honestly, it's pretty nice. I could not have predicted the luxury that a desk would bring. But at Mama and Papa moved house, Sonic 06 refuses to die. Did the Wii U survive? It did. Yeah, it's fine. I just let it dry out overnight, and then alcohol like wiped the outside of it, but it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Mom and Papa Moose is a little bit different because they don't have like Papa Moose does have an office, but it's like not suitable for streaming. It's pretty much like his office, and it's actually like try even be room for me. Your laptop sits on your lap while you work on the couch. Yeah, it's called a laptop. That's how it's meant to be. So the way that I'm sitting here, I have like a little like chair. And I'm on a cushion for an outdoor chair. Like what are they called? Like what you would put in like a wicker chair, I guess. Like a kind of like, it's not like a couch cushion, right? It's kind of a flat cushion. And I have everything. Like that. So it's actually like pretty close to my old setup. Minus the lack of back support. I had back support before because I had a couch behind me. I was just sitting on the floor in front of the couch, but I don't have any back support here. Because the front is like... laptop. And I have my microphone right here. It's like kinda... I can't get it very close to me without pushing my laptop out of the way. It's like an uncomfortable place, which is why I'm quieter. And I have my camera. That's all smushed. And here's my... I guess I forgot my camera. Usually my camera just sort of sits like half in front of my TV. It's a little cluttered, but it's okay. Well, I'm only floor moose when I'm at Moose parents' house now, because I don't know where I would even set up. I don't know where I would. I don't know if there's a place where I could set up that has like space for a chair. I don't think there is. Like, this is the only room I think I could be in that's not presently occupied by family and isn't like regularly used by Mama Moons. Because I wouldn't want to, like, technically I could probably set up at a chair in like the kitchen, but Mama Moose would like come, actually both of them, both Mama Moose and Papa Moose would come like rolling in for like drinks or snacks and stuff, and I wouldn't want to be like in the way. This is like the one room that's like generally out of the way. But there's really, yeah, there's not any space in here where I could set up with a real chair or like that. The window spider ever make it in? I don't think he did, but there are a lot of spiders here. I'm kind of surprised. I feel like we're having like really spidery season. Really spidery at where I live now too, and I was shocked by how many spiders I've had in my apartment. Is that the window spider? I think that's something the spider caught. He hasn't come in. I think he's still outside. But I've seen quite a few spiders, but I've been trying to be really good. I'm trying to grow my spider bravery, so I've been trying to ignore them and live side by side with them, and if it is like in the way and I start freaking out, I try and move it. I'm doing my best. This is the real training montage for me. The training montage is I'm going to attempt to coexist with spiders. The spiders are fans. I think I just have to try and think of it like they're my friends or something, and that way it'll make it easier to stomach when I see them. When I see their too many limbs moving. Because that's the biggest problem for me, is I'm like, the idea of spiders does not bother me. Like, I'm like, oh, it's great that, you know, something is eating pests. Like, that's great. But it's the fact that when I look at them and all of their 8 limbs move, and they move, like, slightly too much in sync, but yet not in sync, something inside of me, like, twists in an uncomfortable way that I can't control. Australia Maple win. I don't know that I would survive. Spiders are just like cats. They just do what they want. Yeah, like spiders for me, it's not like a logical or thought out thing. I'm not like, here are the reasons I don't like spiders. It's not even that I don't like them. It's just that, like, when I look at them and they're just sitting there, I actually have no reaction. It's when they start moving, I have like a physical reaction. Like, my whole body just like gets sweaty and my insides feel like they're in a blender. It's 100% a reaction and not like a thought out thing. Yeah, snakes don't bother me that much. I think just because I like had friends who owned snakes while I was growing up, so I sort of got used to the idea of like touching snakes, so they really don't. Snakes surprise me when they move at first. Like I'll jump and I'll get away from them just because like I never know if it's a poisonous snake or not, and so it's better to be safe. But once I know it's a snake, it doesn't bother me. And once I have it on my radar and I'm like, okay, I can get away from this thing if I need to. Like, they don't bother me so much, but yeah, the way that they move is disconcerting when I haven't like adjusted to it. To me, they move like stick figures. Actually, that's kind of a helpful way to look at it. Gotta start with crabs and work your way up. I've never been scared of crabs, ever. I actually think crabs are kind of cute, which is so weird. Because, like, that was something that Papa Moose told me when I was a kid. He was like, yeah, these are ocean spiders. I was like, there's no way. And he was like, yeah, no, they're literally, count the legs, they're ocean spiders. And I was like, I've never been bothered by these. Like, I used to catch crabs. Like, I used to go into like little tide pools and pull mussels and crack them open and tie a string around them and go crabbing in the rocks, catch a bunch of crabs and just like hang out with them all day. Make them my cute little pets before I release them back into the ocean. Yeah, so I think maybe just because I hung out with crabs all the time, it really doesn't bother me. I'm just like, yeah, I used to catch them, I would let them go, it was just a good time. I never had that, like, with spiders. Maybe I would have if I had been, like, exposed to them more consistently, but I think I was exposed to them enough to freak me out, but not enough to make me used to them. Coconut crabs? I don't know what a coconut crab is. Yeah, the long-legged crabs can be a little creepy. They still don't bother me as much as spiders, though. Even with their spindliness. All life shall one day return to crab. Yeah, that's the thing, is crabs just look like kind of goofy. Like, they just... And maybe part of it is because there's so many things with, like, crabs dancing and, like, you don't get the same, like, PR spin with spiders. Posted a pic of coconut crab in general. Dare I look? Oh, that's wretched. Oh, no! I still don't think I don't think I'm scared of it, but I think I'm, like, disconcerted by it. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought him up. No, it's fine. I'm glad I know this exists. I'm just like, whoa. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. Looks like a hand. Yeah, it does, actually. Huh. I assume coconut spiders are only in, like, or spiders, coconut crabs are in, like, super tropical locales. They are huge. I'm trying to get a read on the size of that trash can. I will say that, like, for me, there's sort of a spider-size uncanny valley, if that makes sense. Like, spiders under a certain size do not bother me at all, and don't really faze me. And spiders over a certain size don't really faze me. 'Cause I think at that point they're just too big. There is a point where it sort of comes back around, so some of the Australian some of the Australian spider pictures I've seen come back around to bothering me. But like those sort of like fuzzy tarantulas that people keep as pets, they don't really faze me that much. They don't really bother me, especially the ones that are like that don't have fangs anymore. About the size of a medium-sized dog. Good grief. Yeah, like it's sort of anything between like anything bigger than a house spider but smaller than a tarantula is like my spider uncanny valley. Once it hits like tarantula size and it's like fuzzy, it starts to sort of fall off because I'm like, it's big enough to not like look like a spider to me anymore. But like stuff like huntsmen still bother me. And then at some point, like the weird giant Australian spiders begin to bother me again. But there's sort of like, I sort of have like some I have some treaties with certain sizes of spiders. I can't describe it. It's really weird. I mean, it's like I said, it's completely illogical. It's like is 100% just like a weird phobia that when people are like, oh, you're scared, like, well, because the other thing is that I'm like really, one of the things that people say a lot is like, everybody knows that I really love like Halloween and horror and spooky stuff, and that I go to like all the haunted houses and like I'm like kind of like VIP at some of the local haunted houses, and so everyone's like, I'm really shocked that you're afraid of spiders because you're such a Halloween lover, and it seems like you would just love spiders because you're a Halloween lover. And I'm like, yeah, like theoretically I do. And when it comes to like Halloween stuff and decorations, I love I love putting like spooky spiders up for Halloween. Like that doesn't, that's completely fine with me. It's just it's a stomach, it's a gut reaction thing. A 10% ownership in Spirit Halloween, I wish. I wish I had a stock in Spirit Halloween. Yeah, I've seen that picture of the large crab-sized spider. Though I think it was two spiders like were holding onto each other, but it's still really big. I've seen that though. Yeah, I wish I had a stock in Spirit Halloween. That's one thing that I was really worried about is because I'm kind of like a Halloween VIP. Where I'm from, I tend to be able to, like, fly through. I tend to get, like, free tickets to a lot of, like, Halloween events, and I'm able to, like, fly through lines and, like, get, like, special stuff at all of the local haunted houses and spooky attractions and stuff like that. And so I was like, I'm not gonna have that this year because I'm not here, and I don't like my October. It's important to me. But I've already built my schedule. I've already built my schedule for all of the haunted stuff that I want to go to where I live now. And I don't know, obviously it's gonna be my first time going to any of it because I haven't lived there before and it's all new to me. But I did my Hallow research, and everything seems there. I found some stuff I think looks good, so I've built my October schedule for hitting all the haunted, the ghosts and spooky business that I want to do. So I'm at least excited about that. It's gonna be weird, like, not knowing, like, where I'm going, because I'm used to going to, like, the same few places over and over that are, like, Maple when I show up. And now I'm like, I'm just gonna be so random. Oddly enough, most bugs in Animal Crossing, despite being pretty accurate to real life, don't bother me. That was one thing, is when I walked out and saw a tarantula for the first time, it actually made me break into a sweat. But then once I realized how much money they give you, it sort of it softened the blow a little bit. Gonna go ghost hunting? I actually did. It wasn't recent. It was years ago. But when I was visiting family, I did go ghost hunt. They have like a ghost hunting thing near them, and I went on it, and it was pretty fun. Except for there was one time, like the people who were running it were pretty straightforward. Like if you got a ping on your EMF reader or something, they were like, oh yeah, we know that there's like an electrical current near here. We know that there's some sort of wiring near here that makes it go off. And so they were like very straightforward about that, and they would tell you, they were like you're near some wiring, don't worry about it. But there was one where I walked a little bit away from the group, my EMF reader started going off, and I was sort of laughing it off. I was like, oh, it must be near some wiring. They're like, we've never gotten a hit over there before, and I was like, ah! I was like, alright, well, it was real. It was nice meeting all of you. I have to go now. I'll just leave my EMF reader on the floor here. Leave a moose-shaped dust cloud where I was standing moments before. But I'm excited. Hey, Ghost, it's ya boy. Yeah, I'm excited for more spooky stuff. It's gonna be weird not, like, getting my, sort of, like, knowing the place and not being my usual, like, VIP status, not getting free stuff. It's gonna be weird having to, like, pay for tickets. Don't you know who I am? I'm the queen of Halloween! But I'm still excited. I'm excited to check out it'll be the first, like I said, it'll be the first time in a long time that I'm going to, like, new places, new haunts. So it'll be interesting. And there's a lot of stuff that's like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that's outside, like haunted woods and stuff like that, but there's a lot outside out there that's kind of interesting because it's more like built around trails rather than like spooky haunted houses that happen to be built in the woods. It's more like the trails themselves are the haunted house, which is kind of interesting. I've only been to one place here that did anything like that, and it was one of my favorites. It was really neat. And so I'm excited. I found like at least two of those. I think I can probably find more. So I'm excited for like outdoor spookiness. As upsetting as it can be, I'm excited for the outdoor spookiness. Maple, maybe it's not your work that's haunted. Do you know who I am, ma'am? This is a Wendy's. No, I would never buy a Ouija board. Ever. In fact, if I see one in someone's house, I'm like, I have to go. Like, I won't be here though. City has a haunted bar crawl. Wait, that's really cool. We have a few haunted, like, restaurants and bars. I'm trying to think if I've been to a couple of them, but I didn't really notice anything. But yeah, I do not mess with the occult. I do not go near Ouija boards. Like, I am perfectly happy to be, like, chased by a man in zombie makeup, for an entire month and revel in every second of it, but the second you want me to try and talk to an actual demon, I will make myself scarce. Ouija board plus Maple's P.O. box, I will actually throw it away in the post office. I'm not even kidding! I will not even be in the vicinity of a Ouija board. It is not. It is like I've actually like because I love spooky stuff, because I'm such like a Halloween nerd, I've had people like give me like Ouija board related stuff, and I just like I like make sure that it's like not functioning. Like I make sure that it's like there's no like what's it called? They call the triangle that you use to actually use the Ouija board, palette or something like that. Blank. Called. Doodad. A planchette. Alright. I don't know if it's right. But I like make sure it doesn't have one of those things, and like that it's like not functional, like it's just like sort of like scribbled on the side of a box or something, like, and then I'll like stash it away and try not to look at it. But if I got like a Ouija board with like, now I need to know what they're called. Thing that you use with a Ouija. What's it called? Triangle tool Ouija. Planchette. Is that what I said? A Ouija board? A Waluigi board? Yeah, a planchette. If I had a Ouija board with like a planchette and stuff, then no. No, it's going into the fire. I will not. I will not even entertain it. Like if there's like a pop-up shop in like in the middle of the mall that sells Ouija boards, I will avoid it. And I always have to remind people of stuff. I'm like, I love Halloween. Well, cause like I think I've told this story before, but I love my friends, but they were planning a birthday party for me. They wanted to like go and stay somewhere overnight together, and Pizza Queen was actually the one who was like one of the ones planning everything, and she was actually planning on taking me to like a haunted hotel and sleeping in a haunted hotel overnight. And she told me ahead of time. She was like, I wanted to like float this by you. She's like, I wanted to surprise you, but I wanted to make sure that you were cool with that. And I was like, I'm in fact not cool with that. Thank you for checking. I was like, I know that I love spooky stuff and I love Halloween and I'm a big horror fan, but when it comes to like actually interacting with the occult, I do not. I have a hard and fast rule against it. And she was like, okay, well, I'm glad I checked. She was like, because I didn't want to do it anyway. She was like, I was gonna suffer through it for you. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Do not suffer for my sake. We wound up going and doing an escape room instead, as a group of us. But it was really funny because they picked the escape room, because it had sort of an outdoorsy vibe and outdoorsy feel, like the storyline of the escape room. And they're like, oh, she'll like this. She loves like camping and the outdoors, so this will be good. But then it turned out that it was like a serial killer storyline. We found like a box full of body parts and I was like, yes! And they were like, no! I was like, you by dodging the haunted occult hotel, you dodged straight into my specialty. They still suffered and I had a great time. was the escape room haunted. It was fake haunted, which is fine. I'm fine with fake haunting. If you're like 50 people died here and there's been nothing but cursed stuff happening since, I won't go near the place. But like I said, if it's just some dude chasing me in zombie makeup for 1 month out of the year, I'm all in. I actually used to go to a like launch party, not like launch, where like a kickoff party, like the party at the beginning of the season where all of the scare actors for a haunted house or a haunted attraction. I used to I went to a kickoff party where like all of the scare actors were sort of kicking off at a spooky themed party. So I showed up in my Halloween best, even though I wasn't a scare actor. I had to work my way in. But it was really funny because like I just talked to a lot of them that night, and then the next night I actually went to the attraction that they were all working, and as I walked through it, they were all like, "Wait, it's my friend!" And I was like, "Get back in character! I want to be spooked." That was actually the same haunted house where I was like giggling so much. I was giggling so much at certain parts of it, because that's the thing, is like at most haunted houses I'll scream like occasionally if someone jumps out at me at like an opportune moment. But I like I'll scream, but for the most part I just kind of like laugh and like giggle a lot because I'm just really excited and I'm just happy to be there, so I'm just like like as like people are jumping out at me. And that was the same haunted house where we were going through and I kept giggling and laughing because I was just having a delightful time. And there was an older couple who were in the same like group as me. And so this like 50-year-old dude turned around and begged me to stop laughing because I was scaring him too much. Is it nervous energy or pure fun? It's pure fun. Like I'm just like in my element and I'm like, yes. I'm like, oh, I'm about to be charged down by a bunch of people in like spooky skeleton costumes. I live for this. Yeah, it's 100% a witchy. He just turned around and he was like, please stop laughing. You're scaring me. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm very excited. Now that we're halfway through September, I'm really getting in the mood. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of plans for October. How many Halloween scabs have you got? None, actually. That's a good point though. Maybe I should get on top of that. Yeah, I have a lot of plans for October. I've been trying to plan it out because there's a couple things I want to do. Because I love October and I want to make sure it's spooky but also like fun spooky. So I'm trying to finalize some of that now. Voodoo just tweeted Hololive Air is out now. Woohoo! I was gonna say today was actually a little bit chillier too. The autumn air was hitting, so I think that's what has me so much in the mood. Got any spooky games you want to play next month? Well, I'm definitely gonna play Fatal Frame 5 because I have to. But there are a few other things. I wish I had my list with me. I wrote it down. But I wanted to sort of mix together both like spooky games and some more like here, like but still horror themed or Halloween themed games. So I'm like trying to think of stuff like Costume Quest or One Chambara or like stuff like that, but I also want to play like proper spooky games too. So I'm trying to get a good mix. I'm trying to just plan like the whole month at once. Cause I'm like, there's so many things I want to do that I want to make sure I like fit everything in. At the awful point where the mornings are chilly in bed and I don't want to leave, but the afternoon is hot. It's a little bit like that here, but it's not too bad. It's not like hot, it's just like warm. But I actually like cold mornings because I don't know, it helps me. It's weird, but it helps me wake up. Plus I like when it's just cold enough that there's like a little bit of mist or like dew in the morning. Cause I don't know, when I walk outside I'm just refreshed. And so I'm really at my peak power right now. Weather-wise. Five Nights at Fair. I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I was actually telling, I was talking about this the other day. Somebody was suggesting it to me. So I was asking some friends, I was like, what are some good like spooky games I could put on my poll for my October poll? Somebody said Five Nights at Freddy's. I was like, I've actually never played one of those games, and I don't know if I want to, because I don't like pure jump scares. Like, I know that there will be jump scares in Fatal Frame, but I feel like there's also just a lot of like spooky lady crawling at the floor, like crawling on her hands and knees across the floor at me, which is the type of horror that like upsets me, but I also like. If it's just like jump scares, it's like so like I tried watching Pika play Five Nights at Freddy's because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to play this game. This is probably the only way I'm gonna be able to experience it. And so I watched Pika play Five Nights at Freddy's, and the jump scares from Pika's playthrough scared me too much to finish her VOD. And so I'm like, I don't know if I could make it more like more than 5 minutes into this game. Yeah, I wanna find a good mix of spooky and then like sort of more like chill Halloween vibes. What? You scared me! I'm sorry! I'm sitting here talking about spooky stuff and you scared me. Okay. I will keep it down, I'm sorry. You just scared me! Well, Moose is going to bed, so she asked me to keep it down. But that means I should probably wrap it up. I should probably wrap it up after the jump scare. You have to turn the volume all the way just to listen to the sounds to survive. That makes the jump scare so much worse. I don't know, I'll think about it. I haven't looked into it, but is Security Breach the same thing? Is it mostly jump scare focused, or is it different? I've also thought of trying to play like Poppy Playtime, but I think the only reason I could make it through that is I've watched so many other VTubers play it, and I'm like, does that cheapen it? It's more story-based, it's different? Oh, okay. That might be interesting. I'll think of that. Security Breach is way different. Okay, interesting. Maybe it's a sign you should play Spooky's House with jump scares. I feel like I would die on stream, but maybe that's what people want. Vesper is thirsty. Will you release your Pumpkin Hill cover on YouTube this year? spookies is a good mix. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Security breach is also really big. Oh. Yeah, I haven't watched anybody play it just because I was like, oh, maybe this will finally be the Five Nights at Freddy's game I play, so I don't wanna spoil myself. But I'll look into it. No spookiness at all. Oh, file size wise? Oh, okay. We do a watch along. Can I nominate Tucker and Dale versus Evil? That's on Netflix, right? I think it's on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but I've actually heard good things. I've been trying to figure out. I'll maybe by the end of the month I'll just post a full October schedule, because I feel like that's sort of what I'm working up to right now. Yeah, thing is, I also have a bunch of other, like, indie horror games that I've gotten through, like, sales and stuff that I've always wanted to play, but I'll look at my collection. I need to look at everything at once. Play all the Flash Sonic horror games? Wait, where are those? I'm afraid to Google this, but I'm gonna Google it. Sonic the Hedgehog. Happened. Creepiest Sonic.exe game ever made. Couple. Sonic.exe. Top questions on Google. Sonic EXE for kids. Is Sonic EXE a real? A real what? There's also some good, it's a creepypasta? Oh, okay. There's also some really interesting, indie horror games on, like, itch.io. There's one that I've really wanted to play on stream, but every time I've tried to play it off stream, I've gotten too scared. And I don't know, like, I don't know where it goes. But it's really scary because, you play as a chatter in a Twitch stream. Like, you're watching somebody stream, but you're telling the streamer what to do, and it's all FMV. And so you're in, like, a bathroom with, I think it's night vision on, and you can say, like, check the toilet, and, like, the person will walk over and, like, start looking around the toilet, stuff like that. And it's all, like, obviously, like, pre-recorded FMV, but it's really well done, and it feels really, it feels really real if you, like, give yourself over to it a little bit. And so, yeah, it is really interesting. So, maybe I'll find, there's a couple of those. I wanted to play, I have, like, a list, that I keep on my itch.io account that's, like, games, spooky games I want to check out. So maybe that would be fun to do. Like Lifeline? Yeah, it's like Lifeline except, like, in first person and, like, distressingly quiet. Like, there's sound, like, you can hear the person, like, walking around as they check things, but, like, they don't talk, and for some reason that makes it way scarier too. But yeah, I really do want to play that. let me actually find it and post it in the Discord. I do want to play that one. Yep, new haunted PS1, let's go. Library. Yeah, it's called Feed Vid Live. It's very upsetting. Copy the link. There it is. Yeah, I really want to try that one. Scariest game I've ever played is Minecraft. I actually felt that way. After when I was playing it for the first time and a little bit after, I was suddenly sort of like when I found like an Enderman for the first time and so I was like, this game's kind of scary. I was like, this game's kind of spooky for kids. Sometimes you just hear stuff and sometimes like just a spooky thing pops out of you and I was like, I kind of, it's kind of interesting, like, and I'm sure like if I played some of the games that I played as a kid now, I would be like, oh, this is actually pretty scary for kids, but like I feel like there's a lot of really good like kid-focused horror stuff out now, and I feel like Minecraft weirdly kind of falls into that sometimes too. Yeah, I want to play. I put in the Discord, but I really want to play Feed Vid. I guess there's more than one. It looks like there's another Feed Vid that might be similar, but not like a Twitch-based one. Odd Zombies was pretty scary during the World at War day. Yeah! Yeah, I remember actually, that was something I used to really like playing with my friends, but I would never play it alone because I did get too scared if I played it alone. I could only play COD Zombies if playing with my buds, and even then sometimes I got a little screamy. Someone with me an SCP as an eldritch horror trapped in Minecraft. Yeah, that's one thing that's like, I would really like to be better versed. So it's like, I really like horror, and so sometimes I would read like creepypasta stuff. When I was younger, like Ben is Dead, and so like I would read stuff like that, but then like they reached a point where I was getting too freaked out by everything and I stopped reading, but now I'm now that there's such like a thriving internet community of like people building horror universes, I would kind of like to dip my toe back in. Ben is Dead. It's a classic. It's a classic. I believe it's called Ben Drowned. Are you sure? Ben is Dead. Yeah, you're correct. Well, mine's a spin-off. Did I know something on the internet that Maple didn't? This is the first review. Mine's a spin-off. Mine's a sequel. But I should actually wrap it up because Mama Moose went to bed. I don't want to keep her awake. I don't want to keep her awake with my cackling. Everyone gets one. Yeah, I'd really like to like, that's one thing is I'd like to like get more online with the creepypastas and the SCPs and everything. I stopped reading stuff at some point just because I was like, I'm scaring myself too much. But I think I'm old enough to take it now, maybe. We say that now, and then I'm gonna be posting the Discord at 3 AM like, I'll never sleep again. There's a channel on YouTube that makes SCP lore videos. Ooh! You say that, then won't sleep that night? Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. I think it was. I'm trying to remember. I think it was the Dawn of the Dead remake. I saw the Dawn of the Dead remake in theaters, and like the Dawn of the Dead remake, it was fine. It wasn't like great, but it was fine. But I saw it in theaters, and like when I was watching the movie itself, it didn't really scare me. I was like, oh yeah, it's a zombie film, it's whatever. Didn't like phase me in any particular way. But then I like went home. Moose. I went home and I went to bed that night, and I was laying in bed, and all I could do was think about like, what would I do if I just woke up in the morning and the world was zombies and there was just spooky zombie stuff happening. And for some reason, like that is what freaked me out. And I just like laid there all night thinking like, oh god, what would happen if like, I don't know, some sort of contagion got out that turned everyone into zombies? That would be so scary. And I just didn't sleep very well for like a month. And I was like, maybe I need a break. People would be shot of the dead. Yeah, I was like, maybe I need a break from horror stuff. So I stopped reading spooky stuff and watching spooky movies for a little bit, but then I got back into spooky movies. They haven't affected me like that since then. Weirdly, that's exactly what happened to me with the original Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, see? But now I feel like I'm strong enough. I say that now, but I'm gonna be in the Discord at 3 AM tonight having a nervous breakdown. We'll see what happens. Because I know that there's like whole websites dedicated to collecting the lore now, and now I'm like, okay, it's time to engage. 99.9% of us would play the Guess I'll Die card in a zombie apocalypse. That's the problem. But yeah, no, I'm calling it a night too, Horace. Calm down. Horace is over here like trying to protect Mama Moose from me. I used to be afraid of zombies, now I simp for one. The character development. Okay. I can feel her tapping her watch too. I can feel her upstairs like, shut up, Maple. So I will call it a night, but thank you guys for coming and hanging out and chatting and trying out more. I guess I have way more HoloCure farming to do than I thought. So I suppose I'll figure that out. Mama Moose solidarity, I guess. But yeah, I'm still figuring out my schedule for next week. So I'm here for the next couple days, but I am traveling home this weekend. So I'll be back at my usual streaming setup next week. I need to figure out what I'm doing because I want to get back to Doom. I want to keep the Doom train going. So Doom is definitely on the menu, but I'm still trying to figure out what else I want to do now that I'm gonna be back with all the games. So I'll figure that out and I'll post it as soon as I can. I'll stick it up for the last however long since I'm getting dunked on. But thank you guys for coming and chatting and watching me try out the new character. I'm gonna go read spooky stuff and try not to stay awake all night. Yeah, just run away. But yeah, I'll figure out what my schedule's gonna be, and I'll post it as soon as I know. And I'll figure out the rest of my October schedule. But thank you guys for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good night, or a good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever it is, wherever you are. And Otsu, Mama Moose.